dawn breaks over New York Harbor, fog lifting to reveal the colossal skyline. Carl Weiss, pale and weary, grips the ship's railing, assaulted by the sounds of the harbor. The bridge and cranes stand in stark contrast to the bombed landscapes he remembers. American military police, relaxed and chewing gum, watch the prisoners disembark. Olive-drab trucks carry prisoners through Brooklyn. Carl stares, face pressed against the slatted window. A relentless parade of factories blazes with light, a stark contrast to the workshops back home. Conveyor belts move ceaselessly, an overwhelming display of American industrial might. Smokestacks emit steady plumes, painting the sky with the breath of unceasing production. Carl sees no war, no sirens, no blackout. Only the stark, bright reality of industry. The truck approaches a vast rail yard, its scale overwhelming. Carl's breath hitches, his eyes wide at the sight of endless tracks. Engines idle, a symphony of mechanical life in the cold air. Boxcars stand sealed, bearing names of distant cities. Chicago, Detroit. A locomotive roars past, a mechanical leviathan pulling its heavy load. Captain Hastings states, "The next movement's on schedule." Voice firm. Weary German prisoners disembark, their faces a mix of fatigue and fear as they step onto the dockside. Carl, a German lieutenant, surveys the scene, his eyes drawn to a pristine train awaiting them. Carl's disbelief is palpable. Are these accommodations truly for prisoners? Hastings responds with firm assurance. Indeed, they are. The train rumbles. Carl watches America unfold. Endless fields, proud silos against the horizon. Tractors crawl in perfect rows. Crops ripple. Trucks surge a stream of commerce. At a stop, a biblical procession of trains, each car brimming with unknown cargo. Carl starts counting. A futile task, overwhelmed by the sheer scale of it all. American industry and agriculture. A stark contrast to what Carl had imagined. The train screeches to a halt, floodlights blazing on rows of identical barracks at Camp Hearn, Texas. Carl's eyes fix on a bulletin board map of the U.S., marked with ominous red and blue pins. The air is thick with the aroma of cooking meat as prisoners are marched into the camp. Lying on his bunk, Carl is haunted by the relentless rumble of freight trains. The whistle's sharp cry slices through the dim dawn at Camp Hearn. Barracks doors creak open, releasing German prisoners into the pale light. A loose formation of men gathers, their faces etched with weariness. American guards stand watch, their presence casual, almost indifferent. Coffee cups steam in the cool air, a stark contrast to the tension. I observe relief and unease warring within me at the subdued scene. Prisoners ride in trucks, leaving behind the confines of their past. Carl stares, mesmerized by the smooth asphalt, a stark contrast to war-torn memories. The road, a perfect line to the horizon, symbolizes American efficiency. Silent glances exchanged among the prisoners, acknowledging the stark difference. No potholes, no detours, only the promise of a destination unknown. The road stretches, an endless path, a symbol of both hope and despair. Under the sun, the rail yard unfolds, tracks gleaming, cranes towering. Foreman Delaney barks orders, clipboard in hand. Carl studies the rails, hand gliding over the steel. Otto lifts a tie, awe in his eyes. American standardization. An engine roars past, wheels a blur, couplings slam, the echoing force resonating through the yard. A silent realization dawns on Carl about the sheer scale. Under the Texas sun, flatbeds laden with Sherman tanks stretch to the horizon, a testament to American might. Amidst the heat, Private Morales offers water to Carl, a German POW. Careful, it's cold. Carl asks, "How many trains pass here each day?" Morales replies, "Dunno. Hundreds? This is just one junction." Otto stares in disbelief. Inside the signal tower, Carl helps with the switch, railway lines branching out in every direction. Dispatchers calmly route traffic, a picture of precision amidst the complex web. A brief delay, 30 seconds, causes a ripple of tension as a technician rushes to fix a signal. Traffic resumes. Each train a vital artery in the nation's logistical heart. Otto's words echo in Carl's mind. Enough. Enough for an air force. Inside the repair facility, Carl sees vast assembly lines stretching into the dimly lit depths. Foreman. If one line stops, another picks it up. Redundancy. OT2. They can lose cities, and it wouldn't matter. Carl realizes Germany is warm light spills from the mess hall, painting the yard in a comforting glow, while the scent of fresh bread hangs in the air. Carl carefully holds a tin cup, the real coffee, a rare luxury, in his calloused hands. Lieutenant Keller observes the surrounding activity, his sharp eyes missing nothing in the bustling camp. Keller leans forward, his voice low and probing. You noticed how they talk to us? Carl responds, his tone thoughtful. Like workers, not enemies. Keller's gaze hardens, a chilling realization in his voice. Like temporary problems. Sergeant Bill Turner, sleeves rolled, joins German prisoners, sharing a laugh in the mess hall. Otto whispers, watch, signaling something brewing amidst the camaraderie. Keller asks Turner, Sergeant, why are such camps built so well? Turner replies nonchalantly, plenty to go around. A cryptic response hanging in the air. Prisoners huddled by the fence faces a mix of hope and fear under the watchful gaze of the camp. Tension hangs heavy. Mueller speaks, his voice low with revelation. They let me see the engine testing floor. They didn't mean to, it's just open. Mueller adds, a spark of possibility in his eyes. Mueller describes the scene. Radial engines stacked high. 12 seconds lined up. Each tagged, each tested. Keller presses, urgency in his tone. Did you see security? Mueller confirms. Yes. The tension mounts. And Carl and other POWs gaze upon an expansive American factory, a stark contrast to the German war machine. The lack of heavy security is striking, a silent testament to American confidence and industrial might. Materials flow in and out with relentless efficiency, a visual symphony of production. Mueller observes the scene, a grim understanding dawning in his eyes. Minimal. They don't fear sabotage. Major Vogel quietly acknowledges the inevitable, a chilling acceptance in his voice. And we cannot win. Under the scorching sun, Carl walks with Mr. Harlan through endless cotton fields, mechanical pickers droning in the distance. Sunlight glares off the white cotton, highlighting the vastness of the field against the backdrop of war. Harlan's casual confidence cuts through the air. War will end sooner or later. Crops don't wait. The steady harvest underscores the prisoners' growing despair, a stark contrast to the distant conflict. In the dim POW barracks, Carl clutches a letter, its thin paper a stark reminder of Germany's dire state. Ration cuts, blackouts, rubble. Each word etches deeper lines of worry onto Carl's face. He stares blankly at the bunk above, the weight of reality crushing his youthful illusions. A train horn echoes, a symbol of relentless American industry and looming defeat. Carl closes his eyes, victory fading into a desperate fight for mere survival. The train's distant cry is a somber lullaby. A dirge for rain whispers on the barrack roof as a dim bulb casts long shadows on the German prisoners. Carl stares blankly at a letter to his sister, the words refusing to come. The quiet is broken only by the soft clicks of chess pieces. Major Vogel moves his rook with cold precision across the checkered board. Do you know what they are building now? Vogel asks, his gaze sharp. Lieutenant Keller responds flatly. Everything, the word hanging heavy in the air. Vogel taps the chessboard, a spark of cunning in his eyes as he considers his next move in the dim barrack. They're planning for volume we haven't even seen yet, Vogel reveals, his voice a low hum against the barrack silence. Keller leans in, his brow furrowed with concern. For the invasion? He asks, the question hanging heavy in the air. Vogel's gaze turns distant. No. Beyond it, from the shadows, Otto speaks, his voice tinged with worry. Back home, the power is on. Trains rumble relentlessly through Camp Hearn, their presence a heavy omen of change. Prisoners unload crates, the markings Anzio, Salerno, Normandy hinting at distant, brutal battles. Karl watches, his face etched with a grim acceptance of the inevitable. Vogel's voice cuts through the air. 3 shifts. Always. A crate, marked Normandy, sits in stark focus, a symbol of the impending invasion. The scale of the operation looms, dwarfing the prisoners and casting a shadow under the relentless sun. Karl, a weary POW, toils in the rail yard, the clang of metal echoing his grim reality. An endless convoy of tanks gleams, symbols of a world in turmoil, rolling into the yard with ominous precision. Empty cars pull out, heading west, a silent testament to the insatiable maw of war. A crisp American lieutenant watches Karl. This is propaganda. Vogel counters with chilling pragmatism. No, this is accounting. Weeks later, Karl stares through the prison fence, the distant factories glowing like false stars in the night. Rumors swirl of Allied landings, yet the camp's ceaseless production grinds on. Indifferent to hope or despair, he sees a truth dawn. Germany battles not an army, but an economy, an unyielding, tireless machine. A train horn echoes, punctual and cold, a grim metronome marking time in the heart of the night. A profound realization settles. Economies do not surrender under the relentless sun. Karl, a weary POW, toils in the rail yard, the clang of metal echoing his grim reality. An endless convoy of tanks gleams, symbols of a world in turmoil, rolling into the yard with ominous precision. Empty cars pull out, heading west, a silent testament to the insatiable maw of war. A crisp American lieutenant watches Karl, his face a mask of contemplation amidst the chaos. Hell of a thing, isn't it? When I was a kid, this was farmland. The lieutenant reflects, his gaze sweeping the scene. Karl's simple question hangs in the air. And now? The lieutenant's reply is indifferent. Now, it's Tuesday. In the packed auditorium, a projector flickers, bathing the prisoners in light. Newsreel footage explodes on the screen, showcasing gleaming American factories, assembly lines. This is propaganda. Vogel counters with chilling pragmatism. No, this is accounting. Weeks later, Karl stares through the prison fence, the distant factories glowing like false stars in the night. Rumors swirl of Allied landings, yet the camp's ceaseless production grinds on. Indifferent to hope or despair, he sees a truth dawn. Germany battles not an army, but an economy, an unyielding, tireless machine. A train horn echoes, punctual and cold, a grim metronome marking time in the heart of the night. A profound realization settles. Economy's dawn breaks over Camp Hearn as a radio crackles, broadcasting the distant echoes of a monumental shift. Carl sits up, his senses alert to the muffled announcement. D-Day hangs heavy in the air. Other prisoners stir restlessly, a silent acknowledgement of the impending change. Sergeant Turner enters, his demeanor unchanged, yet his eyes betray a knowing intensity. Turner pours coffee, his gaze meeting Carl's with a brief, meaningful nod of understanding. "That's a big morning," Turner says, his voice low. Carl responds with a simple, weighty yes. In the bustling rail yard, Carl and Otto unload supplies, their movements precise and tireless. A map board displays the Allied advance, a stark reminder of a war's cold progress. Carl observes the map, his expression unreadable, a silent witness to history unfolding. Otto speaks, his voice low. "They planned this years ago," Carl replies, a shadow of understanding in his eyes. "Yes, and they planned what comes after." The rail yard continues its relentless pace, indifferent to the prisoners' plight. New prisoners, young and terrified, shuffle into the grim barracks, their uniforms stained with cordite and grime. A prisoner asks, his voice trembling, "Is it true about the factories, the ships?" Carl responds grimly, his eyes reflecting the horrors he has witnessed. "It's worse." Distant clangs and looming silhouettes of the camp in the POW barracks. Unspoken anxieties hang heavy as dim light casts long shadows, painting a grim scene of weary prisoners. Major Vogel, his face etched with weariness, speaks to the prisoners, the weight of Germany's fate heavy in his tone. "The question is no longer whether Germany can win," Vogel says, his words echoing the prisoners' deepest fears. "It is how much of Germany will still exist when this ends." Vogel finishes, leaving Otto and Carl in silent contemplation. Inside the vast warehouse, Carl is dwarfed by towering stacks of crates, a sense of isolation washing over him. He examines the markings, reconstruction equipment, transport vehicles. The scale is immense, the mission daunting. Otto's voice cuts through the echoing space. "This is not for the front." Carl's face hardens with grim understanding, a dark truth settling in his eyes. "No," Carl replies, his voice heavy with finality. "It's for the end." At the POW camp fence, Carl watches the sunset factories paint the sky orange. A train departs, its cargo Europe bound, a symbol of American scale. Quiet clarity washes over Carl as he understands the Americans' unspoken message. The train's rhythmic chugging fades, a symbol of unstoppable momentum.